Town of East Troy Planning Commission for the month of January. I'd like the record to show that all the commissioners are present with the ex-commissioner, with the exception of, what's Rich's last name?
Denard.
Sorry, with the exception of Commissioner Denard, who has been replaced with Jess. Thank you. It's an off night, I apologize. How we work is on a split meeting format. Tonight is our informational meeting where we'll collect any information regarding the agenda item. We will have any questions from the commissioners to the applicant. After that, we'll have a small discussion, then I'll open it up to the audience. And if anybody in the audience would like to speak in favor of the proposal, followed up by anybody who would like to speak against the proposal, and then if necessary, a short rebuttal from the applicant. We take that information, we process it, we come back in 2 weeks and make our decision. That being said, that's not by ordinance, so if it is straightforward, we could make our decision tonight. First item on the agenda is to review and approve the Planning Commission meeting minutes from December 7th. Anybody see any issues with December 7th minutes?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve, do we have a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is land separation / CSM request at N8356 Weber Lane, East Troy. Parcel number PET 230-0005, section 23. Fred and Judith Kimmick, B2G surveying the applicant.
Evening, Michael Greason, B2G surveying. So the commissioner looking for approval of 2 lot survey maps, splitting off the house and garage from the farmland. They're not asking for any rezoning of the property, and they're not selling any land to anybody outside the family. I had a conversation with Darren at the county. He did preliminary review. This needs to also go before the Village East Troy for extraterritorial review. I have a couple of questions that have come up, and I talked to Darren again today just to clarify. So the zoning to A2, you can split off a parcel of land from 40,000 square feet up to 5 acres. But the remaining A2 needs to be over 20 acres. So what we're gonna have left is 22.99 A2 when it's all said and done, plus the 2.85 acre we're creating, the one we're creating. There's frontage on Weber Lane, shown by L5. It's a little easier to see the lot on sheet 3, a little blow up of it, that helps you. So L5 is existing frontage 110 feet, with some change. And then to get to lot 1, there's an easement across there. Actually, I guess, yeah, it'd be lot 1 would be an easement to lot 1. You can see the dashed lines there shown on by E2, E4. That's an access easement to get to the existing house. I did at 3:30 today, I got the comments back from DOA. They're just little comments that I've made changes already to it, so nothing major came up with them. So, that's pretty much it.
Questions for the applicant? So I did reach out to Mike and just kind of, at first I was curious why he would carve out this little spot and leave that little sliver of A2 on the east side. But then he explained the easement, the road, Weber Lane, that driveway, and it kind of made sense to me.
And we need the county considers the west side there the front yard because it's where the road attaches or abuts lot. So we need to be 25 feet off the garage with our front setback versus I think it's like 10, I think if it's not, which is it's kind of strange that be the front of the yard to me, but so that's why I put the little jog in there, get the setback for the garage.
Makes sense.
Other questions for the applicant?
Can you explain to me, the parcel lot 2 is 52 plus acres.
Mm-hmm.
There is a shoreline area line. Is high water mark for 100-year flood? Is that just historic information?
This is off the GIS site, the county's mapping, so they'll want to see that stuff on the map when we submit to them. Yeah, it's not anything that we went out and measured, it's just off of their data.
That's the wetland delineation.
Right,
actually.
that's their zoning lines, their shoreline lines.
So that's C4 and C2 to the west, or to the east,
Mhm.
is essentially not developable?
Pretty much, yeah.
C4
C4 is
is
wetlands,
wetlands.
so you're not,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, C2, yes, you could, I think, do something in there, but I don't think it's gonna pass any approval to do anything there. Nor they don't have any intentions.
And then one last question on the preliminary map on the legal size document. This double dotted line, that is not a public roadway.
Where are you looking, I'm sorry?
I'm looking at this.
No, that's just the adjoining parcels, how they're divided.
So the occupant is relying on easement to get to Weber.
It's not an easement, they have frontage on Weber, lot 2 does. They have an easement across lot 2.
Yes,
Yeah, correct.
thank you.
Other questions for the applicant?
It's a 50-foot easement to the circle at one then, or?
So I know it's kind of on a skew there, so I want to say it was 50 foot. If on the skew there, it's 74.25, and then 89 up on Weber. So we wanted room for the driveway, the existing driveway, and then they had concerns about they want to come across that culvert before they turn north. So it's kind of spaced the width on that. I think,
74 feet at its narrowest.
yeah,
Sure, if you try perpendicular.
it'd be, yeah, it's around 50 feet. I could get that dimension, I just don't have it on there. We're more kind of working with what the existing conditions were than shooting for a
Anything
particular
else?
width.
Okay.
Other questions? All right, thanks. Discussion amongst commissioners. Again, I think they shoehorned it in how they had to. But again, that's just my opinion. And like Mike said, he's worked with Darren. The remaining lot is compliant A2. And the piece they're splitting off is between 40,000 and 5 acres, so. I mean, if there's any other discussion, I'd open it up to the audience. Okay, at this time, would anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of the proposal? Would anybody like to speak against the proposal? All right, I think we could act on this tonight if anybody, unless anybody disagrees.
I'll make a motion to approve the land separation CSM request for parcel PET 2300005 as presented.
We have a motion to approve, do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Is there any other public comment or any other business amongst the board? Bill, anything from the town board?
Just wishes for a happy new year for the planning commission, one and all.
I take a motion to adjourn after that.
I'll make a motion.
Do we have a motion to adjourn? Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned. Thanks for coming in. Rich did not, what do you call it? Let me see what I can do.